Once again, it's time for dinner, and I've been trying to make different things in the Hot Logic. And so tonight I'm going to try and have some spicy tuna sushi with some wontons. And I'm going to make I already have the rice, obviously, you have to pre-make the rice, but I'm going to make the wontons in the Hot Logic and warm the rice up in the Hot Logic. So let's see how it goes. Here I have a bowl of sliced up tuna, ahi tuna. It's less than half a pound of ahi tuna, and I've got a cucumber. I want to add a cucumber to it. So I'm going to take this cucumber and dice it into really small pieces, and then we're going to spice up this bowl of tuna. So I have my diced up cucumbers, and I'm just going to put them in the bowl here with the sushi, or the tuna I should say. And then we're going to mix it up and add some spices to it. Now, a lot of people put sriracha and mayonnaise in their spicy tuna. Going with what I do have some sriracha roasted barbecue sauce. And so I'm going to add a tablespoon of that in with the tuna and the cucumber. Now I have this dipping sauce, and I'm going to add just a half a tablespoon of that to it. I also have some Green Dragon hot sauce, and I'm going to add a half a tablespoon of that in it as well. And just to make sure it's nice and spicy, I'm going to add just a half a teaspoon of wasabi as well. And now we're going to mix all that up. So I'm making this as if I am going to not be at home when I put this together. I'm going to be at work or at the park even, but somewhere other than home. So I have a container here, and I'm going to put the tuna fish that we have here. I mixed it up really well, and I'm going to put it in this container. And then put the lid on it, and what we would do is get a cold bag and put a bunch of cold packs in it to keep it cool for our travels. Also, if we were going to work, we would need to have something to dip our sushi in and our wontons in. At least I would. And so I'm going to have a container here, and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I'm going to add a tablespoon and a half of the dipping sauce. And a tablespoon of the sweet chili sauce. And definitely last, but definitely not least, I'm going to put a whole teaspoon in of wasabi. Spice it up because I like it spicy. So then we'll put that away with the tuna for when it's time to eat. So I'm going to stuff my wontons with some green pepper, mushroom, and Japanese eggplant. So I'm going to dice these up and put them in a bowl. Okay, now I'm going to put a sauce on to the veggies that I've diced in the bowl. So I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of that dipping sauce. And a tablespoon of the sweet chili sauce. And a half a tablespoon of garlic powder. So we're going to mix that up in this bowl and put it aside, and we'll get our wonton started. So I have a wonton wrapper here, and what I'm going to do is we're going to put some of the veggies here in the center of it, and then we'll fold the corners over the veggies, making a little present. So as you can see, I mixed this up really well, and I'm just going to take a little bit and put it here in the center of the wonton, and then like I said, I'll just fold the four corners up. So I have the rice here, it's in a container, and so I'm going to warm it up inside the Hot Logic Mini. So I am going to put a half a tablespoon of water on it, and just to keep it moist. And I'll put the lid on, and we're going to put it into the Hot Logic already so that we know how much space we have for our wontons. Alright, so we have our rice here, so we have that much space for the wontons. So first I'm going to take a brush, and I'm just going to brush the bottom with some olive oil. Then I'm going to take the wontons, and I'm going to place them in rows. So as you can see, I did one layer of the wontons, and then I got some more aluminum foil. I put some aluminum foil on top of the first layer of wontons, put some olive oil on this aluminum foil, and put more wontons on top. So now we're going to cook. Okay, so now it's time to make the sushi. It's been about an hour and 45 minutes. So I'm going to take the rice out, but leave the wontons in to cook while I make the sushi. I have a sushi maker here. I actually don't know how much this one cost because it's not mine. I'm actually borrowing it. But looking on Amazon, they range anywhere from $8 to $30. And at Ralph's the other day, I even saw one that was $12.99, I think it was, and it came with chopsticks and rice to cook and the seaweed and stuff you needed to make sushi with it, and it was like $11.99 or $12.99. So even at Ralph's they have them. So they're not too expensive. So now we're gonna make our spicy tuna sushi, and then we'll have dinner. Okay, here we have our rice, and we have our tuna fish that we have taken out of the fridge or the cooling pack, and our sushi maker. So here's some seaweed, and I'm going to put that in there, and then I'll fill that up with a layer of rice. So as you can see, I have the first layer of rice, so now it's time to add the tuna fish layer. As you can see now, we have our layer of tuna fish, so we'll put one more layer of rice on top of that, and then we'll make our sushi. As you can see now, we have our layer of tuna fish, so we'll put one more layer of rice on top of that, and then we'll make our sushi. So now that we have that layer in, we're just gonna fold the seaweed over it, the rice. All right, so this sushi making kit actually happens to have a heart making one, so I'm gonna make sushi hearts. So now I gotta press down using this to put it all together. So this particular one also, I take this piece off, and I'm able to cut it using these little slits. So I'll just cut. Okay, so we have our sushi all ready. So let's see how our wontons are. All right, they're looking pretty good. So we're gonna plate them, and we're gonna eat. All right, let's take them to the table and give them a taste. Okay, I have that sauce that we made earlier to dip it with. I put it in a bowl here. So let me taste some sushi. It's really good. Assuming you didn't want to watch me chew, I put a little break here in the video. So now I'm going to try the wonton. Put it in the sauce. It's really good. It cooked well. That was one from the bottom, so it was crusty on the bottom, and it tasted really good. Let me see. I'm gonna try one of these ones that were on the top layer and see how they came out. It's good. It's not as crunchy as the ones that were on the bottom layer. You can still taste the pastry a little bit, but it's really good.